or you get freshen up. So you can take a salt bath also. So are you listening? Hello?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
and just because I don't want to interrupt at all, that I'm letting you talk, Angel. But ritual purity. Every religion has that bathing before spirituality, ritual purity. Judaism is a deep believer in it. The Celtic tribes here, the Romans, the Greeks, they all practiced immersion and bathing, and they were physically clean, and they had incense to clean to ritualize the air, and then practice their rituals.
very essential, Charles. You're right. In fact, I love perfumes, and I wear every day, like day and night. It's very
Excellent.
important to clear your energy before doing any kind of meditation, and it's very important to draw a protection grid before you do a meditation or any kind of spiritual practice.
Okay.
So how to do a protection grid, I will teach later. But first, we are going to do the Pratak meditation. It's also called the Jyoti dhyana or Jyoti Trataka. Jyoti means Agni, definitely, and the candle itself, and Trataka means just staring. So it boosts the power of your third eye.
Right.
Definitely, it gets cleansed, and your pineal gland gets activated if it's not already, and your emotions will get balanced, and you can release your past karma. It's very deep. So you just light a candle
Okay.
and you do the 4 is to 6 is to 8 meditation, all 6 to 7 rounds beforehand. Do the pranayama or the breathing technique. Then you stare to the what flame, candle flame, for at least 15 seconds for first time. You have to do 4 rounds. You 15 just see it, gaze the candle flame for 15 seconds. Then you have to like close your physical eyes, and you must see the candle flame from your non-physical eyes, from this side.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
that's
what I
the
was doing
main
wrong.
exercise. Yeah, that's the main exercise.
So
Some
your
people
eyes are closed.
yeah, then you
Uh,
have to see the candle flame with your this eye. Some people what do they do, just gaze the candle, and oh, no, it's not going to happen like this. You have to focus here. And what happens?
Angel, no, 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 no. You make perfect sense now. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for that.
So if you don't focus this middle point, just where the third eye lies, the seat of the soul, we call the Agya Chakra. If we do not focus here, it will go here and there. The flame itself goes here, sometimes here, here. So whenever we focus, it comes to this point. It's very proved. So after that, you see, you just don't let come any other thoughts to your mind, and you open your eyes. Some people tell that you stare and gaze the candle flame to the point when your eyes get teary. Please don't do that. It might harm your, it might,
Do retina
harm your
damage.
eyes tissues. Yeah, yeah, that's very bad.
It's not about
Do,
your it's not
no,
about
no,
your actual eyes.
advisable.
It's your
No,
third
no,
eye.
at all.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's great news. Thank you.
Yeah, so you can actually tinkle like this, no issues at all. So you have done it like first time 15 seconds, then close your eyes, then whenever distractions happen and you see the focus point, after some time like 1 minute or 20 seconds, 30 seconds, you open your eyes and you then gaze again. But at the last time, whenever you do for the fourth time, the last time, final round, what you do, no thoughts will come actually. For the beginners it might come, but for me doesn't, there's nothing, it's all blank. So
Wow.
so last time when I gaze, the last round, it will become redder and more purpler. So you say thank you, or I'm grateful and I'm humbled on your mind, and you give a namaste, because that is the main thing. That's the portal actually. We'll talk about it later. So that's the candle meditation, and then you thank and you open your eyes and water your eyes. That's the candle meditation.
That is amazing. That is
And what
amazing.
Yeah, and what it will do, I want to show you. Perhaps you have heard about, because you are, I know you are a yoga practitioner. You have heard about Shushumna Nadi, right? Pingala, Shushumna, Ida. There are three nadis. I don't know the exact English word for nadi. Um, no, Eh, it's way where energy, from where energy comes, and it's a spine. It's
Okay.
in our spine. Yeah, it's inside of our spine. So there are three nadis. Pingala, that is character. Sorry, that is always connected with the sun. Ida, always connected with the moon. And the Shushumna Nadi, the balance Nadi, the balancing Nadi, it is in the middle. That's the balancing point. After doing candle meditation and any kind of spiritual work, especially candle meditation, these two nadis will get balanced and the energy will flow from the third point, that the Shushumna Nadi balance. So this is a Google link, Nadi Yoga. It's a part of yoga. Nadi sadhana, we call it. So nadi is a tube, pipe, nerve, blood vessel. Pulse is a term for the channels through which in traditional Indian medicine and spiritual knowledge, the energies such as prana or the physical body, the subtle body, the causal body are said to flow. Within this philosophical framework, the nadis are said to connect at special points of intensity, the chakras. So see, this is Shushumna Nadi, always connected with the sun energy. This is Ida, and this is Shushumna, the middle one. See, so people can read this entire thing.
Well, and here's the interesting thing, because I do practice yoga, and I've heard a lot of this, and we understand it as the chakras. But
Yeah.
everything that you've said is absolutely new to me, and the way you
Okay.
present it means, well, as far as I know, I've been mistaught because it's a bunch of Westerners, and what we do in the West,
Chakra.
we
Yeah.
we we pick and choose what we like. You know, what sounds pretty, well, that's
Yes.
what we're going to carry away. But everything that's really complicated, we just let that sit there, and we don't give full education to people. I hope that makes
Actually,
sense.
chakra system is also there. Chakra system is also there. It's
Sure.
like that. This is the nadi system is the basis of the chakra system itself.
Yes.
So
All
when
right.
you know the nadis, you can work with the chakras more elegantly. Yeah, and whenever a person is whenever a person can bring balance in everyday life, when he is balanced, he can act from a place of balance and peace. He can forgive people, and forgiveness is very essential. Balance is very essential. Universal love, unconditional love is very essential for everything to sustain in this universe.
But it's very difficult. And not for you,
For,
but
for me, it's easy. I think
yes,
sometimes it's difficult. Yeah, sometimes it's
but
difficult.
for the West, it's virtually impossible. There's just nowhere in the West that you can find that kind of acceptance, that kind of love, that kind of peace.
Yeah.
You go to
Oh,
India, and
yeah.
especially if you go to the outskirts of India, I mean, you just feel it, you know. And
Yeah.
it's very hard to be a Westerner and do Westerner things in India because it's not funny. It doesn't have the same movement. Is rural India is a place of just peace and
Yeah.
of giving and of just spirituality.
Yeah. So very right. But I think don't think like that. I think Westerners are also doing wonderful job, work, projects like you. So I don't see like that.
Yeah, no,
And
no, you're right.
mudras also, Charles, as we can see in yoga, there are some mudras and pranayama. Pranayama we did, dhyana we did. Mudra, I want to tell you that this is called chihna mudra, thumb
Yes,
and index and thumb.
yes.
Whenever we do pratak meditation or any kind of meditation, it's better that your left hand face towards the earth and do the chihna mudra. And same mudra, whenever you points towards the earth, it is called the can you see?
I am. Yeah, absolutely. I'm
Yeah,
doing
so
doing
this
it
is the
too.
agya mudra. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like receiving the energy from the universe, and it's like giving energy to mother earth for transportation. Transmutation means the transformation of negative energy into positive energy. So
Beautiful.
it's like, yeah, giving energy, receiving energy. Everything is balance.
All right.
Here
So,
also balance. Yeah.
so the left hand faces up and the right hand faces down, right? Or is it
No,
the
no, left hand
left hand's
down.
down
Yeah,
and right
down,
hand
up.
faces up?
Yeah.
All right. I'll be doing
Yeah.
that today.
Yeah. Thank you. So you are also telling about Harappa and Mohenjo-daro, sorry, in Indus Valley civilization. So whenever we are talking about Indus Valley civilization, some kind of Google images, popped up. There were beautiful cities. Actually, Mohenjo-daro and Harappa were very beautiful and greatest cities of Indus Valley civilization. An interesting fact is that, Charles, can you hear me? I'm not sure
Yes.
actually.
No, you're doing
I
fine.
can't. Cannot see you. Your picture only comes. That's why. So there were no provisions of toilets. Tell me,
Okay.
and it's not in open sources.
All right, guys. This hit me like a ton of bricks when we were talking about it prior to coming on air.
Yeah.
And the reason you can't see me, Angel, but if
Yeah.
you open up a window and open up YouTube, it'll be a little bit of
Oh.
delay, but you
Yeah. Yeah.
can hear and see yourself,
Fine.
and that'll do. Okay, this is a very sophisticated place. It is the
Yes.
structure and the architecture is absolutely unique
Perfect.
and perfect. Yes, it's mathematically. It has all the what do you call it? The hidden the perfect numbers.
Yes.
And so go up a little more. Go up to the big picture up top and stay right there.
Yeah.
Um, so if you look at National Geographic, they always
Yes.
render it as like a village and very prehistoric because it's 5,000 years ago, because everything's 5,000 years ago, right? Everything that's
Yes.
ancient, it has to fit
Yeah.
into that Iron Age
Yeah.
thing, because if it's super sophisticated and it's not in the Iron Age, it doesn't fit academia and everybody loses
Yes.
their PhD. Um,
Yes.
but if you look at the actual archaeology and the actual ruins themselves, it is
Yeah.
incredibly sophisticated
And
and
beautiful. See
beautiful.
this. See this. So beautiful.
Yeah, and it has the
And these are
ratios.
not these are not imaginary pictures. Actually, these pictures I think were drawn by archaeologists themselves, or maybe they are helping some artists to paint this or to draw
Sure.
this, I think. Yeah. So one interesting fact I already
Oh,
told, that there were
and let's, before we go there, please understand that there were no toilets at
yeah, no
this.
toilets.
There were no toilets here,
Yeah.
and we've never found an archaeological site that had people there for
Yeah.
whatever reason. Every temple, anything, you always have there is a cesspool. There's some kind of toilets. You don't want to find it. It's not the
Yeah.
greatest find.
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
anything that had any kind of structure, of course, would have a latrine. And
Yeah.
so we know by our own studies that that we have Adam and Eve, and
Yes.
after Adam and Eve were expelled
From
from
the heaven.
the Garden of Eden, which,
Eden. Yeah.
yes, Eden or Eden, like, and in our mind, it looks a lot like this. This is how kind of the gardens are placed and where God walked, has a lot of similarity to this. But when they were expelled, they had to grow their own food, and butcher their own food and cook, and Eve
Eat.
had to give birth. Yeah, they had to eat,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
and Eve had to give birth, and that was painful.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Exactly.
of course they had to do excretions, and they saw themselves as naked, and they had to do excretions, which is just gross to everybody. So it, being human has its benefits, but also it's a great burden. So
Yes.
this can point to comfortably someone that studies as we do. Wow, this was a Garden of Eden time where our
Yes.
bodies, and it's quite easy for our bodies to work off of sunlight. We
Yes.
don't have to have that process of excretion.
Yes.
DNA can get energy from anywhere. Grass
Yes.
gets DNA, gets its energy from the sun. Why can't
Yes.
we?
Yeah.
And the great creators actually had that all going on.
Yes.
So let that, please, this place is very ancient. It's not 5,000 years old. It's
Yes.
pre-flood.
Yes.
Anybody that's
Pre-flood.
honest,
Yes.
anybody that's
Yes.
honest about the archaeology at this place, and I know this place quite well, except the
Yes.
way Angel Hope is presenting it to me is so brand new. But I knew it was a
Yeah.
place that suffered a nuclear style event.
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
the timelines
Exactly.
don't make sense, and every time it comes up, any professional archaeologist or academic goes, but look over here, that they can't talk about it. You know, they just like,
Yeah.
oh, don't start with the ancient aliens crap with me. And now you're like, all right,
Yeah.
fine.
Yes. So but we have, you can see that everywhere it is called like, atom bomb, nuclear war, or atomic explosion. But actually, I personally feel after studying this all that actually this is EMP event. See,
Sure,
everything become rock.
sure.
Everything has become like rock. And in fact, the word ancient you have just uttered, and I've just remembered that evidences. This is a site called Vaimanika Shastra. This is site where they information of historical aeronautics and the present and the future aeronautics in the world.
So this,
And
go back to the title again, real quick. Real quick.
Vaimanika Shastra site with the blog is brought under vaimanika.com project to provide information of historical aeronautics and the present and the future aeronautics in the world. So
Yeah.
it's a blog. They have their research work, and they have got evidences of nuclear explosion in Mohenjo-daro.
Yes.
Definitely nuclear, yeah. And luckily, those provinces were near Sindh, Pakistan, and actually what happens, I think there's a due to solar flash, and after getting hit by the solar flash or the EMP, even everything has become rock. And recently, not that recently, I think some years before, Mr. Ex-President Obama, respected, visited Afghanistan. The word ancient is there, so I can show you some links of newses. It was in news also, that
Yes.
5,000-year-old Vimana found in Afghanistan.
And guys, this was not in the U.S. news. This was not. This did not make the American news.
Yeah,
Anytime President Obama went to the Middle
yeah,
East,
yeah. Middle East
we had
to,
no idea where he was going.
yeah. So actually, mystery behind India's oldest civilization, Mohenjo-daro. There are many videos. In fact, guys, you can see, watch them by yourselves also. That's not take much time of Charles, because our time is very limited. In this video also, it is shown that in Afghanistan, some parts of ancient aircrafts were found, ancient and Vedic time aircrafts, where those were transformed into rocks. And maybe Mr. Obama finds some clue, maybe some archives, secret archives. I think you can tell it about it better than me.
Well, yeah. And again, I'm just thinking about the past and what had happened. So, if you're in the military and you have rank, it doesn't mean you have access to everything, and not every president has access to all the U.S. government. His access is restricted to a need-to-know basis for any kind of event. He is briefed. He doesn't go to places to see what's happening. So, clearly President Obama was very volatile. All of his staff was very volatile. His CIA chief, his NSA chief, they were all not right. So during that time, the Pentagon and anything that was secret just hunkered down and waited out the 8 years. And they'd come in and ask questions, and they'd be like, "No, sir, we don't know what you're talking about. That can't, no, sir." All of a sudden, President Trump comes in, and the Pentagon says, "Yes, we've got UFOs. Yes, we have proof of aliens." And yes, the weather, we're losing our magnetic shield.
Thank God.
You
Thank
know,
God. Finally, it's a victory actually, I feel.
yes, yeah, you can breathe freely a little bit more now. So the Q has been hunkered down for the history for a long time. The Q map
Yeah.
is not an American map. The Q
Yes.
map is a global map. You know,
Yeah.
we noticed it in America, and we ring the bell of the Q, and we think it's all about President Trump. No, the Q has been going on for a long time.
Yes.
Uh, QAnon, and the drops that they had to do was very important. Information
Definitely.
within misinformation.
Yeah.
Those who know what to hear, they can hear it.
Yeah.
Um,
So yeah.
go.
So the Vimana said to be used in Mahabharata, the ancient whatever aircraft, which was found in Afghanistan. 8 American Marine soldiers were deputed to take out it from the cave and disappeared during their mission in 2012 due to secret energy cover. So it is said that world's most powerful Mr. President Obama, ex-president, British Prime Minister, then President, France President, and Germany Chancellor Angela Merkel made secret visits to Afghanistan with a week's time of happening in 2012. So it is called that actually in Mahabharata and Ramayana and Vedas, this type of aircrafts
Okay.
were yeah explained in those epics. It confirms that Indian science and technology was most advanced during ancient Vedic period. Now rigorous researches are being done by US. NASA started study of Indian Sanskrit literature through in Germany Indian Sanskrit study. So yeah, he's a research scholar. So Dr. Bharat Raj Singh. People can subscribe to him and see his subscribers 19K.
Yeah.
Not very popular. Little people, very little people are after true knowledge. What to
Yep.
say?
You know, I'm the same way. I don't want to have a large following. But look, he has over 2 million views and
Yeah.
2,000
Yeah, he has good views. Yes,
and
yes,
over 2,000 thumbs down, which
yes.
means, he's rubbing people the wrong way. And and you subscribed to the channel. That's very nice of you.
Yeah.
everybody,
I subscribe.
everybody else, please
I
do the
need,
same.
I need knowledge. I need wisdom.
So yeah, we all do, and we're
Yeah.
finding it. Thanks for what you're sharing with us. So yes,
Yes.
Obama was not allowed, obviously, to
Yeah.
see Area 51. He was not
Yes.
allowed. He was not allowed the secrets to the kingdom.
Yes.
So he had to go find it himself, and so he was going to confirm things. Of course, Angela Merkel and the Chancellor of the President of France,
Yes.
those that were in the know back then. They're like, oh, thank God, we finally have this information, and
Yes.
U.S. approved.
Yeah.
And yeah, everybody's been acting different after
Yes.
at a certain point in Obama's presidency, some stuff really changed, and the
Yes.
EU as well. And Angela Merkel has really hung on to that power, and not letting it go. So it's all for a reason.
Yeah. Definitely.
What the Hindu religion, and and by the way, if you want to get any deeper information on meditation, please
Yes.
go to Angel Hope's channel and
Yeah.
do a lot of
This is
video viewing.
my channel. This is my channel. Don't get discouraged by the views. Definitely, you have to
Yeah.
watch. Then the views will increase. And actually, I don't think about the views. I'm just doing karma yoga. Perhaps you have heard it.
Yes.
Karma yoga. Do
Karma.
your do your job or do your duties and vest the responsibility of getting or receiving uh, fruits of that work to Almighty.
And
So I am doing.
as we say in the queue, as I say,
Yeah.
we trust the plan.
Yeah.
And that's what Partha keeps trying to tell
Yeah.
me. He keeps trying to tell me,
Yeah.
don't do all this survival. What are you doing? I'm like,
Yeah.
it's what we do. We're Americans. We oh right, yeah, we got something. We've got tools,
Yes.
and we got things, and we got
Yes.
stuff, and so we're gonna beat this thing. And Partha's like,
Yeah.
trust the plan. Oh,
Yeah.
right, trust the plan.
Yes.
Angel, and something I talked to you about earlier, and
Yeah.
I'll bring up some pictures in a little while.
Yeah.
We were supposed to have 21 degrees was supposed to be our high today, which is outrageously high uh,
Yes.
for oh my goodness, for my area. All right,
Hmm.
they don't know how to function with that kind of temperature in northern Spain at all.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
northern India is the same way. Like someone from northern India comes down to Mumbai, you're like,
Yeah.
I'm going back north because y'all don't need. I don't need to be doing this. Humidity and heat are oppressive, and if you're not ready for it, you can't handle it. You remember
Yes.
when we started our conversation? How long ago? How long ago did we
I
start?
think I didn't check actually. I think 45 minutes to 50 minutes, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I told Angel that our predicted high today was 21 when I woke up this morning, 21 degrees
Yeah.
Celsius.
Yeah.
And when we started the conversation
Yes.
45 minutes ago, it was 28 degrees Celsius.
Oh.
Okay,
Oh.
that is a major swing. We don't get 28 degrees here, and
Yes.
I'm noticing the people they're starting to like wonder what this is hot. The sun is
Yeah.
stronger than normal. They don't understand.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, Angel, the current
Yes.
temperature right now is
Um.
31 degrees Celsius here. I'm at 31.
Okay. Oh, it's too much.
But do you understand? It's supposed to be 21, and we are
Yeah.
off by 10 degrees Celsius. You
So.
American listeners, 21 degrees Celsius is roughly 78-ish, 70, no, 72. I would say 72.
Yeah.
Uh, and 31 is close to 90 degrees.
Yes.
So we should be in the 70s, but we're at
Yeah.
90 and climbing. And yesterday we were right under 90. We were right at 30. So every day it is getting hotter and hotter significantly in the northern climates. The south and the normal climates that are along the equator, they're just
Yeah.
about the same, if not cooler,
Yeah.
because the intensity of the sun is shifting because
Increased. Yeah.
we've lost so much shield. So we're getting
Yes.
stronger sun, and it's going direct, and yeah, it's going to be hitting the north. So EMPs today, they're
Yeah.
hitting. What they do, we don't
Fingers.
know.
Fingers crossed.
Well,
I'm very nervous.
oh yeah, me too, me too, me too. There's a
I'm
part of me that's very,
praying, meditating. We can
yeah,
just pray. Yeah.
yeah. That's pretty much it. And here's the thing, okay, guys, we don't know what the EMPs are going to. We have no clue. But the only
Yeah.
reason we're here talking about EMPs on the 28th is because Partha was screaming at us a week and a half ago, dropping this. And after I talked to him, he was as humble as pie. He said, it may happen the 23rd. Yes, those two comets are going to come close, and they're going to have some kind of joining, but it's not what you think. I'm like, but Partha, energy, electricity, and Partha's like, I know energy, I know electricity, but I know what's going to happen here. I'm like, all right, I trust you, I have faith in you, you know, and all I had to do at that point, from this point on, is listen
Yeah.
and clarify for the people that are watching and that are coming seeking knowledge,
Yeah.
uh, the education that you provided, and of course Partha is the master of these studies, and that's
Yes. Yes.
he's not the
He's a
master.
master.
Yeah,
Master of masters.
he's not a master of me and you and our souls. He doesn't want that, but he is a master of astrotheology. He's a master of astrology. I mean, for him, he's just like, singing a song. He's like doing astrology teaching us. He's like, "Brrrr." I'm like,
Brrr, yeah, it's like that. Sometimes we need to like he's like a rocket, and I'm like a jet plane. Sometimes we need to stop him.
yeah,
He's so fast, so
and
fast. But
and I
yeah,
do, and I let everybody know that this is the first brush. We're going to keep unpacking this. So there's
yeah,
so much time that Partha has let me know that we have time. So there's time
yes,
to unpack a lot of these things,
yes,
that we are not in the rush that I felt like we were in. But we were in a rush because we
yeah,
have to do our part in
yes,
this process. And we're obscure. And in our obscurity, we have truth on our side, and we have passion, and we also have a depth of work. We it's kind of like our resume. You know, we
yes.
have it says, no, I just didn't start saying this, 2 weeks ago. I've been
Yeah.
talking this nonsense for 3 years, you. So, but the nonsense that I've been talking has actually come out to be the truth. And the
Most
truth
sensical things,
has,
most sensical things, the nonsense is.
yeah,
Yeah.
I've always called it being counterintuitive, but it's only because the truth has been there to hide itself from us on purpose. This is not an evil thing. It's not. And I keep trying to tell everybody, no, this is not a new world order. This is not all of that. It's not political. It's just we were designed to have amnesia of our past. We were designed to have this age be one of decision of our own souls. People have been free to leave America and go to India and live in that peace in one way or
Most
another.
welcome. Most
Yeah,
welcome.
yeah. And Indians who have a passion for technology, or who want to succeed in a financial sense, they find great reward in America. And so, we're not all the same. Just because you're an Indian doesn't mean you're like Angel, and just because you're an American doesn't mean you're like Charles. And so, you know, we all play our part. But mine has just come to the forefront. And like you said in our earlier conversation, um, they're our creators, the people that help us, whatever you want to call it. uh, they teach us things while we're sleeping. It's called dreams.
Yes.
And that's where visions come from. That's where, when you experience deja vu, you've got a
Yeah.
dream that's embedded inside of you, and then when you visually see it, or you smell it, or you hear it, it triggers something, and you're like,
Yes.
I've just been touched spiritually. I'm on the right path here. I'm supposed to be here. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. I shouldn't feel
Exactly.
discouraged. This is for me. And when you get really sophisticated, like where Partha is, his synchronicity, the messages he sees are messages that have been layered in at a higher sophisticated level, which are the struggling artists who are like, I don't know why I have this in my head. I must put this down. I'm sure you've heard of Picasso, right? The
Yeah.
Spanish artist.
Yeah.
And most of the people here in the chat stream have heard of Picasso. Here in Spain, where Picasso's from, he's only legend when he's older. But when he was
Yeah.
younger, he lived in a town called A Coruña, which is 3 hours north of where I am, and I visited. And
Okay.
perchance, I had a chance to visit his childhood home, and
Wow.
and a person there that manages it is an artist, a passionate artist like him as well, and she feels connectivity. And the quote unquote problem with Picasso was that he couldn't stop drawing. He couldn't stop painting. And when he mastered one level of painting, which was the Impressionist, which in his youth, he could draw a picture like you could draw a painting like you were a
Yeah.
picture. And he like, I
Yeah.
achieved this. This is nonsense to me. He went into Cubism, and Picasso took journeys because he had something in his mind that kept burning and burning and burning. And
Yes.
she was able to communicate that to me, and
Wow.
we had a real connectivity. I was like, and that happens to you too, don't you? She's, I've got to draw. I have images and I must draw them. And to me, they tell a story, but I can't tell the story to anybody else because they think it's nonsensical.
Yes.
And so I said, you suffer the curse of Picasso. She says, eso es porque estoy aquí. Porque estoy aquí. Picasso's the only person that understands me. That's why I'm here. Picasso's the only person that understands me. And then she said, and you do too, don't you? I was like, yeah. Hug, tears, kisses, and away we go. It's the cancer in me. I'm a Cancer.
Okay.
But it was
Charles, you're a Cancer?
yes.
You're a Cancerian. Okay, I'm a fish.
Oh, you're Pisces.
Yeah, I'm a fish, and with all traits of all the zodiac signs, and my ascendant is Leo.
Okay.
So I'm bit of a fire and water.
And what is my ascendancy? I'm July 1st, 1965.
Yeah.
Or am I a descendancy? What am I?
Oh, I have to calculate it. I cannot
Oh,
tell you
all
like
right.
that. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I'm July
I have to
1st,
do it. Okay.
1965. If you get a chance to calculate it.
Yeah, sure.
65,
I will
65. I just
1965 July,
one.
first of July 1965, 5 and time and place.
It was Waco, Texas, roughly 2:00 in the morning. Waco, Texas, WACO.
Waco.
Waco,
W
WACO.
A Waco, Texas. Okay, fine. I will send you full horoscope after
That's
analysis
that's
to
amazing.
your mail. Yeah.
That's amazing. Now here in Partha talked about it in public, so I can say it. And Partha,
Yes.
he when we first met, I've said a few times in the stream, he kept asking me what my date of birth was, and I thought he was doing like you two, to do something nice, to give me an astrological reading, because of course Partha doesn't have to do the calculations; he'll just do it right off the top of his head. But
He does very beautiful analysis, and actually Partha and we as a team also provide astrological service
and
around
that's
the
what
world.
and that's what I
Yes.
thought he was doing, but he had some other reason to ask me, and he said he had a very powerful feeling from me, and so if
Okay.
the third time an Indian loses his patience about the third time, he goes, "What's your date of birth?"
Okay, we'll do it for you.
Yeah. So I give him my date of birth, and he
Yeah.
paused in silence, and he didn't have to do anything. He didn't move. He didn't say anything.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I am 10 days older than his guru that opened his third.
Okay. Okay. He told me the story. Yes. 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 Yes.
So there's no such thing as at this level of spiritual synchronicity and stories.
Yes.
You don't have coincidences when you have a 10-day gap like that.
Obviously. In fact, an interesting thing I want to share with you. You are a Cancer, right?
Yes.
So I'm a fish, and actually moon sign wise, I'm talking. And Partha is a Virgo, like a girl.
Yes.
So the girl actually holds the Aquarius, like that pot, and she sits near an ocean actually.
Right.
The psychology was that. So we are very close. The girl is sitting at the beach, and you, the Cancer, and I am the fish. We are also together. We are also with him.
Wow. We have astrological meaning and reference.
Friendship,
Yeah. Yeah.
astrological friendship zone.
Wow. And so, and Angel is, of course, not, I don't know how aware of the Q you are. I don't know anything about it. We've just become aware of it, but we understand now, as the more of us that begin to study it, that the Q is actually a very ancient thing that's been going on for quite a while. It just came to the surface in America because of the political situation. And we still don't understand all those connections. So what you bring in your knowledge and wisdom helps the people that are coming from the Q understand the synchronicity of what is written in Indian terms that is on the Q map. So you and Partha are going to keep bringing clarity because the change is happening. It's 31 degrees here in northern Spain. They don't do that.
Yeah.
The big joke, by the way, in southern Spain, they get 30 degrees, no problem, during the summers. but you know,
Yes.
and it's usual for them. So everybody in southern Spain last year, they had a super heat wave. It got crazy hot, 30, 32, 35 degrees. They were cooking in southern Spain. And the joke
Yeah.
is, in all of Spain, I'm in the Galician region. Galicia is the
Yes.
region that I'm in. They said,
Yeah.
no, I don't want to find a friend with a pool anymore. This heat is ridiculous. I want to find a friend with a house in Galicia. And that's
Oh.
where I'm going. That's where I want to be for the summer, because it's just
Okay.
stays so cool here all the time. We're notoriously for just wonderful, you know, breezy temperatures,
Yeah.
never above 20, never, you know, 19, 18 is a strong summer here.
Beautiful.
We're at,
Beautiful.
we're at 31 today and climbing. It's completely abnormal. So
Weird.
we all know that the sun does not look right. We all know the sun is not behaving right, historically speaking, the way we know it. So
Yeah.
again, if anybody is trying, like, you know, play both sides of the fence, well, maybe, well, no, something is happening. And then we have the video from the gentleman that studies the sun, which we're going to talk about some more later on today, that is saying the EMP event's coming. It's going to be today. And that's where Partha came in, and the synchronicities have happened.
Yes.
So we have Troy McDavid in the thread right now, in the commentary, Angel, and he
Yes.
came in pretty early and said, I'm part of the queue.
Okay.
And,
Wow.
and he's not going to say what level, and we all don't know. None of us really know what level we play at.
Okay.
But he is a geneticist. He has a background in geneticist, and I hit
Wow.
him with some genetic stuff that I have a very deep background in genetics as well. I've been studying genetics, and of course I'm a network engineer with programming experience. Why not? I am going to study
Yeah.
genetics because it's
Beautiful
programming.
people.
Yeah,
Beautiful people with beautiful minds.
yes. And so I understand genetics. He did too. And we did a little bit, you know how you do in programming or anything. Where are you in your level? And so we went, we're there. He just let us know the Q is ancient as it parallels DNA in process.
Yes.
Okay. Everybody, please hear that. The
Yeah.
Q is parallel with DNA. So the Q, and when it talks about space stuff and
Yeah.
crazy space shit that you guys can't even wrap your head around, I'm sorry for the
Yeah.
profanities, Angel, but I have to talk to certain people as well. There, it's legitimate, guys. You can look at that Great Awakening and say, all right, because this channel is not going to live in doubt anymore. I've just had too
Yeah.
much happen this
Yeah.
month, this very month, every day. And Partha, I was like, you know, when he first started to open my third eye, and I was like, and he knew I was full. He was like, you're done for, aren't you? And I'm like, you know, yeah. And I was like, well, tomorrow's tomorrow. Tomorrow, let's do this again. And he goes, yes, tomorrow's a new day. And I was like, you're happy. I mean, you know, the connectivity that we have was a relief to him, that he has a complete stranger that validates all of his studies. And I'm coming
Yeah.
from a Western tradition with a deep level of study. So the
Yes.
validation and the friendship that we have, the three of us,
Great.
it's zodiacal. It's bigger than the three of us, isn't it?
Divinely planned and soul tribe. Simple term is like soul tribe. No one can understand
No,
you better.
I don't understand me. One of my famous
Yeah.
sayings is that I have on my Facebook
Yeah.
is you can be a philosopher or you can be
Yeah.
happily married. You can't do both. And then I have a little while, you know, a little bit down there, a little more. And I say, why, yes, I do get on my
Yeah.
own nerves. I do get on my own nerves. You know, when you're a philosopher, you speak. You're not a poet. A poet is
Yeah.
not a philosopher, and a philosopher is not a poet. They're just two different people
Yes.
entirely. And you know, for theater, they're like, oh, this philosopher speaks poetry.
Yeah.
No philosopher speaks poetry. The only person that is a philosopher speaking poetry is because he's
Yeah.
speaking in code. Because
Yeah.
philosophers don't have time. They're thinking, they're observing.
Exactly.
They don't have time for
Yeah.
your feelings. They're like, no, this is happening. I know it hurts your feelings, but look. So
Yeah.
farm eggs. Yeah,
Yeah.
very good. Partha's in the chat and just dropping his gems. All right, guys.
Okay.
Angel,
Yes.
what are your thoughts? What are you thinking?
But actually, I was thinking that Partha has done office meetings non-stop, without any break and without any food, like from the morning until I think midnight today. So thank you, Partha, for joining. If you are, watching our live.
He is.
And did Mr. David type the word DNA in our live chat today, Charles?
Yes.
DNA. So what a synchronicity. I'm just sharing 1 second. See what are my videos. My new web series on DNA is on DNA activation.
Holy cow. 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. So
Troy,
I
what do you
have been
think?
working.
Let me ask.
All visionary. So I'm just I want to add that guys, please watch Visionary Plexus, Activate and Purify, all those who believe in this stuff. Otherwise you can avoid it. Visionary Plexus, Galactic Plexus, and Forgiving Plexus, and Earth Plexus. The first three is in connection to your ancestral lineage healing. So please go through these 2 or 3 videos if you have time. So this is also a synchronicity.
Absolutely, it's a
I was
synchronicity.
forgetting to add the video,
Very
the
good.
DNA series of mine that I have did recently. But David just reminded me about this DNA. So thank you very much, David.
David and Troy. Troy McDavid. Troy McDavid. That's the David that you're talking about. Troy McDavid. Yes, that's
Okay,
the
Troy.
synchron.
Yes, yes, yes. He
That's the
was searching
synchronicity.
for my channel actually. Huh? He was searching for my channel.
I'll be
Uh,
dadgum. Troy,
today.
you're becoming legend already.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Any other thoughts? Any other feelings that you have, Angel?
A simple thing is that uh, I'm feeling kind of a blank right now. I think we need to first balance ourselves, and we need to cross our fingers definitely. And at this moment, we just can pray, and we are not sure. We are sure about the dates, and we are sure that something's gonna happen. But to what extent it will affect us, we don't know.
That's
And
right.
when the effects are going to show, that's also we are not sure. But we must continue our work, and that is to live in peace and unity with everyone. And we must balance ourselves, and as souls, I believe that nothing can happen to us, and we
Right.
will survive this, and we will make a new day. We will create a new Eden.
Fundamentally, that is the fundamental point. That's why,
Yeah.
we can't be in a cycle of doubt, but also we don't have to scramble to do anything. We've done that,
Yeah.
and we understand that that's pretty much going to be fruitless. But I still
Yeah.
have my 120 bottles of wine, just in case. But
Okay.
fundamentally, we have to understand to trust the plan.
Yes.
And those of us that are curious, that this channel was created not by me, but by something that was implanted in me, so that those of us that are curious can come talk about what is happening, and that we are, I don't want to say authenticated by the Q, but we were predicted by the Q.
Yes.
All right. I can comfortably say that the Q predicted this channel. Breadcrumbs is a big word at the end of the map. And again, I understand the coming events. You understand the coming events. And Partha clearly can read the coming events. Okay. That's the one guy who can read the stars and understand the Indus past. Before we wrap this up, let's touch on the Indus and Hindu past.
Yeah.
Give a brief history that helps us begin the conversation of how old the Indus people are. What does that say to the Indian people?
Yeah. So I cannot give you the exact timeline because there are, a difference of opinions, but I think it is the most ancient. It's the most ancient, I feel. And the main points are that forgiveness, universal love, creating balance, and global unity. And yeah, that's it. And one more important point is that agriculture, connection with the nature.
Wow. And everybody
Thank
feels it. I mean, this is not nonsensical. Everybody has that feeling.
Obviously connected, always connected to your roots. That what's been taught.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Whew. Oh, thank you so much, Angel. And Troy, Troy McDavid, has gotten your channel, and he is the DNA person. He is
Yeah.
very, very curious, and he'll be
Yeah.
watching your videos for the next couple of hours. So you're gonna watch your count click go up.
Yeah.
And guys, when you
Yeah.
do go visit and see the videos, please give Angel Hope a thumbs up each and every time that you see a video, and leave a nice comment, because we work hard to put these things together. It's exhausting. It's
Yeah.
exhausting, and
Yes.
you really put yourself out there. And
Yeah.
one of the things that kind of breaks your heart is like, look, I'm putting stuff out there. Nobody's watching when I'm doing this. But
Sometimes I feel.
yeah,
Right.
but you keep doing it. And you don't know why. One day you're like, why am I doing this? But something drives you. The third eye says, you must post this. You must do this work.
I can't
You
stop.
have you can't stop. And you're like a Picasso, and
Yeah.
you're like the artist,
Yeah.
and you understand that connectivity. and
Yeah.
and now, Angel, hundreds of people are going to come watch your videos, because you have the answers that they didn't know they were looking for. And you,
I hope so.
yeah, no, I can see it happening. I'm looking at the comment thread, and
Yeah.
and a lot of lights are going off. So this is not the last time we're talking to Angel. This is
Yeah.
an ongoing conversation. This is an ongoing thesis. We have to get
Yeah.
this small stuff so that when we talk to the master, he can talk at his
Yeah.
master level and doesn't have to do the small talk, chit chat, or what we call in the military the training. We can do the training, you and I, at the levels that we understand, and then we can get overwhelmed when the master comes in and
Yes. Yes.
all right. All right. So unfortunately, I always keep saying I've recorded this conversation. I'm going to upload to the channel. I've got
Yeah.
5 videos that I need to upload, but I
Okay.
can't because I'm always live or working, eating or sleeping.
Oh.
So yeah, or having to learn new tech or troubleshooting, as a lot of people have
Yes.
been seeing. So I
Yeah.
have more microphones. I don't even know what microphone is on usually. So
Yeah.
thank you so much, Angel. We'll be in touch
Thank you indeed. Thank you indeed, and my pleasure.
and we'll be in touch in
Thank you very
Messenger a
much.
whole lot.
Namaste. Yeah.
Namaste. Namaste.
Namaste.
All right,
Namaste.
guys.
Thank you.